Hello, hello. So, happy January 17th. No, you didn't. We have some extra live audience members today. Okay. So, hello, Jessa Visuals. Welcome in. I am going to do a little bit of a collective reading first. Probably like 10 minutes today because a lot of the same themes have been coming up over and over again over the last few lives. So we know we're still Mars, Uranus, and Jupiter in retrograde, have been for quite a few months now. We have the Uranus in Taurus retrograde, foundations being torn, being restructured, torn apart to be rebuilt from the energy that we actually desire more. And oof, a lot of energy today. And then Mars retrograde in Cancer. Now we have a lot of water energy. We just had the Cancer full moon. The North Node just moved into Pisces. Ooh, okay. Wow, okay. Cute. Okay. So, what I'm feeling coming through, this card came out last night, the Six of Earth breakthrough. So a lot of us are still moving through this space of deeper realizations, understanding more, having more clarity around the path that we're moving on, different changes that happen. This could be internal and external. I'm feeling for a lot of people because of the Uranus retrograde transit, there have been a lot of more external reality, physical reality changes and shifts. And interesting, this also came out like 2 days ago, the Father of Earth. But we have it paired with Medicine Man, which in the original tarot is the Magician. So this is talking about, right, combining the wisdom of 3D reality, physical reality, what's genuinely necessary. No matter how hard you work on your energetic alignment, you will always need to be structured to a certain level when it comes to your physical reality, whether that's source of income, hygiene, physical health, your diet, etc. Exercise, maybe when you're pushing your physical body too hard, taking breaks, all of that stuff. So combining the energy and the wisdom of just acknowledging what you need on the physical plane and following suit, right? There's a rhythm. There's a for sure grounded, stable foundation around what needs to happen. Combining that with the magic of I can manifest anything. This is like the best combination. I mean, maybe like two, which would be like High Priestess energy. But what this is telling me is that there is a really huge wave in the collective of all of our masculine energy really coming to a mature, grounded place. We're not choosing one over the other, right? We're not being way too in the 5D spiritual, our emotions, and we're not being way too rigid in our 3D reality, right? There's a balance because there is a very strong flow. And what I'm hearing more than anything is acceptance. A lot of this was really close to being embodied for a lot of us. A lot of you that are resonating with this is what I'm feeling. It was like always around the corner, but maybe you stopped committing and you got caught in the 5D and you were in La La Land a little bit to the point where you started to fall away from what you need to uphold your structure and your foundation in the 3D reality. Or on the other end, you were so stuck here, you started to have black and white thinking. You stopped connecting with the magic in your everyday life. You stopped doing your spiritual practices, etc. So I feel like there's been a big pendulum swing between the two, and not really being able to fully embody the magician, the medicine man, because of your refusal to accept what is necessary for your 3D reality to really stabilize, to be able to support this part of your energy. But both of them need to be present. Both of them need to be present because we're human beings, we're physical beings, and in order to really ground in the strength, the full strength and embodiment of your power, your spiritual presence, the essence and the desires, the deepest desires of your soul, of your spirit, of what genuinely lights you up, no matter where you're at in life, really being able to connect to that experience. You know, we all know how that felt when we were kids, right? And we do something that we really love for the first time, and we just want to do that, and we don't want to eat and sleep or do anything else. That feeling of excitement, of like bliss, of I want to wake up every morning to do this thing. You're so enamored with your everyday life. It's an amazing feeling, an amazing experience that a lot of people, especially in today's age, with technology and doom scrolling and, you know, people kind of chasing after like these little moments of a high, this is very much not the Father of Earth energy. This is grounded. This is, I'm willing to put in the necessary effort to create a reality where I don't need to always be looking for something to distract me, something that I can get dissociated from my regular life with, something that takes me out and gives me some kind of feeling for a moment. This is like I wake up, I can move slow, I can be still, and I feel the same level of gratitude, appreciation, and excitement and joy for my everyday life. And a lot of that comes from dysregulated nervous systems, right? So really getting real with the physical things, like how am I eating? Am I drinking like crazy amounts of caffeine every day? Am I dehydrated? Do I like barely drink water? Do I forget to drink water? Do I like always have a fluctuating sleep schedule? Like really getting real with yourself about these things that are necessary. Like it's not like, oh, my mom was just trying to force me to do this stuff. It's not that deep, whatever. Like, oh, well, they say this, but everyone's different. Like, there's certain things, yes, everybody's different. And everybody needs different levels of different things. However, if you go through your life getting 3 hours of sleep every night, I'm sorry, but that shit is killing you. Like, that is not okay. Sleep deprivation is a super real thing. And there's people like, oh, well, I always, whatever. Okay, but the facts are the facts. Everybody's body on a base level needs certain things. So you just need to find out what the balance is for you, but that's also a commitment, right? Especially if you did grow up not being taught basic things about nutrition and hydration, and your mom didn't make you drink water all the time. I was lucky and privileged to have a mom who was always on me about that stuff, so even when I have a hard time doing it, it's not like I don't know. But if you have a hard time doing it, also because you just like don't even know that you should be doing that, that's very real. So 6 of Earth, right? Again, coming back to this first card that came out yesterday, which actually the question was, there was a small medicine wheel and big medicine wheel, which is like the halfway point through the spiral and then like really closing out a cycle. And those two came out together at the end. So I was kind of like, okay, what's the determining factor between each one of these like realities or timelines? And 6 of Earth came through with 8 of Water, stagnation. So to me, this is like, hey, remember that breakthrough, that realization? I need more each day. I need to make sure that I'm taking care of this aspect of my well-being that I wasn't before because I thought I didn't need it. And I now have this breakthrough, this realization. Again, this is Earth energy, right? This realization about my external reality, how I'm treating my body, my home, what I go out and spend my day physically doing. Like what have we learned about what we've been doing and how it needs to change and what we need to be doing moving forward. So this breakthrough, this coming out today, is talking about a lot of us are really accepting the reality of what we've come to understand. And it's with 6 of Air. They're both 6s. Love that. So 6 is the number of the home. 6 is the number of, could be your physical home and your body as your home, because your soul, your body is the home to your soul. So this is talking about, maybe we had this initial breakthrough and we were like, okay, yeah, cool. And then today there's even more of a deeper clarity coming through about this. And I feel like it has to do with this. It has to do with realizing what more and how much more of a quality of life you can experience when embodying these energies. And I feel like a lot of us are noticing it. We're knowing, what does it really look like to have mature masculine energy? Whether you are a man, male, woman, female, however you identify, everybody has masculine energy and feminine energy. And this is really directly addressing like, hey, am I doing what needs to take place on a physical, structured level to create space to hold this emotional and spiritual energy that's whirling around in my being? And how can I direct it? It's chaos if you don't have a structure and a stable foundation. This is why grounding work and grounding practices are so important. So, interesting. Where'd the deck go? What came out on the bottom of the deck? 5 of air, fear. So what this is telling me, 5 is the number of significant positive life change. It's not the Tower card vibe. It's not like change, but it's chaos and it's a mess and you're probably gonna get your feelings hurt and everything's fucked up, but like it'll clear up eventually. This isn't that extreme. This is just like, but it's also not, it doesn't have a connotation of like crazy things happening. 5 is positive life change, but it's also significant positive life change. So I feel like we're in a transition of this happening. We're kind of in that middle ground where it's still uncomfortable, right? The breakthrough has just recently occurred. There's deeper levels of clarity coming in each day, and we're embodying this grounded, mature masculine energy. However, masculine energy can dip too far to a place of like, well, I don't know, I don't have the facts, and you're not in your intuition, you're in your head, black and white thinking. You can get into a place of fear. Fear of losing this embodiment, fear of maybe I had a breakthrough, but like I'm confused and I didn't understand it right. There's a possibility kind of hanging around through this change where you can shift your timeline by dipping into fear and being like, okay, maybe it's not what I thought, maybe I'm just tripping, yada, yada, yada. But this is talking about there's just a lot of change going on. And if you decide to go into the fear, you will just stall the growth. But if you decide to be like, oh, okay, I'm afraid. That's natural. That's my ego. That's my fight or flight system trying to keep me safe. And you can say, thank you, I appreciate it, but I don't have a reason to be afraid. I'm manifesting my reality. I have manifested the current reality where the changes that I've been wanting and longing to take place are finally happening. We're finally getting to this place where you're starting to see the changes and you know the light at the end of the tunnel, you're that much closer. So what would be the point in falling back into fear at this point? It seems silly, but it's looming around. But to me, the main message is don't take it seriously. Don't feed it. Don't give it energy. Make the decision to see yourself as the magician, as the medicine man, as the person who has mature energy, who makes wise decisions based on where they're going, where they have chosen to go, based on the truth of their soul, the truth of their spirit. It wasn't just something random or something somebody else told you to do. It's something that really makes sense for you. You have to trust yourself in this journey because nobody can tell you what's going to be right or the best thing. And if they do, most likely it's because of their perspective on what they think you should be doing. And most of the time, that really doesn't have anything to do with what's going to work best for you. And people, they just don't know how to see that for you. Or maybe they're like, oh, that makes sense for you, but I wouldn't do it. Or, but people don't really get successful in that, do they? You know, and then it becomes this weird kind of negative thing where they're kind of projecting their fear of you not being successful. And you don't have to embody that. You don't have to be like, what if they're right? What if I'm tripping? Blah, blah. Like, all of that is irrelevant because it's your life. So really, you're in one of the best places you could be for this point in your journey. And just don't let the fear, whatever comes up in your mind, look at your toolkit, right? Your emotional, spiritual, mental health toolkit. What do I do when I start feeling anxious, freaking out, overwhelmed? I feel heavy, whatever the thing is, right? What are my tools? Oh, okay, breath work. Let me try breath work. Oh, maybe I'll listen to some sound bowls. I'll meditate. I'll do that one guided meditation that always like makes me feel centered again. Or I'll read this book, reading about whatever, this topic usually calms me down. Like it doesn't matter. All that matters is you know that it's something that can help you specifically, individually, emotionally regulate so that you can calm your mind down, you can calm your body down, relax your nervous system, and get clear on where this is really coming from and if it's something that really does need attention or not. And a lot of times it's not. And from this card, it's not. This is really, it's not about it. It's a test. Like, you're in a subconscious reprogramming space in your life. You're shifting a lot of patterns, a lot of habits to move into this new space to support your own self, continuing on this journey, wherever it is that you want to go. So this is just a part of the process. There's always that point where we always have those small moments where we're tired, we're hungry, we're stressed, whatever. And we have that moment of like, did I make the right decision? Am I tripping? Whatever. It's human to question. But that's something you can always make the decision to shut down instead of play into. No matter how you're feeling, no matter what's going on with your body, it's always a choice. And your emotion might not follow suit right away, but you can still logically in your mind decide, okay, I feel like I'm tripping, I'm crazy, I want to quit this thing, or I want to do this, I want to do that, but I'm not grounded and I'm not aligned right now. I'm kind of freaking out. Let me go do my things, clear my mind, and then we'll see what's going on. You know, and being wise enough to make that decision in the middle of that happening or when you feel it coming on. That's a level of self-awareness not a lot of people have, but it's something that can be practiced. Okay. Well, not to go in there, but